welcome to another video. Today we are embarrassing ourselves on the internet for views, and by that I mean this drawing came out really bad. It's sad to say, but it's true. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but Marvel is doing collaboration with Coca-Cola, and they have these cans that have Marvel superheroes on them, and they had some at my job, and they were like, everybody can get a soda if you want one. And I was like, okay, but I decided that I really just wanted one because I saw that there was a Deadpool can, so I grabbed one, and I was like, a Deadpool can, and so I drank the soda, and I brought the can, I rinsed the can out first, obviously, and then I brought it home with me in my backpack so I could draw what was on the can for my study for this week, because it is a study day. And so this is me trying to draw the Deadpool that was on the can. At first I was like, well, maybe I should just try and draw the can, and I was like, I don't know if I have the energy or wherewithal to draw the can, for one, and then for two, I was like, it can't just be a study video if I only draw like the can, this one can. It doesn't really make much sense. But I kind of wish I had just drawn the can, because honestly the results of this video is way worse than just drawing the can. And I feel bad because I was really down on my art yesterday because I can't draw Sailor Moon. But I'm not down on it because of that today. I can draw Deadpool. I haven't drawn Deadpool in the past. It's just that I was using the can as a reference to draw the drawing on the can, and it was really hard for some reason. I just couldn't get it. The other thing is, when I reference something and I look at it really heavily and try to copy it exactly, I find that I really struggle with doing that. I mean, last week I did do a master study of ABD Illustrates style, and I feel like that was really hard for me. And it did take me 2 hours to do that one. But doing this, for some reason, was like twice as hard. And you know what? I'll let you know why. First and foremost, I had to bring the can really close to my face to look at it, because I tried to put the can just in front of myself. But even when I was wearing my glasses, I really felt like I had to squint really hard, because I couldn't see it. So I brought it closer to my face, and even when I did that, I was like holding it in my hand. I felt like I really just couldn't see it. I was like squinting really hard. I'm like, why can I not see this can? I don't know what the issue was. I just, first and foremost, I just couldn't see it. And then after that, I kind of felt like I was just following the reference too closely, which I know is something I tend to do. I know that about myself. But still, every time I kind of tend to fall into the trap of doing that from time to time. And so I was really trying, like, staring at the reference. And so I don't know, something about it, I couldn't get it done. So, yeah, you guys can just watch me struggle to get this done. It looks really terrible at the end. And that is unfortunate, but I decided that I was going to show it to you guys anyway, because one, it hurt my feelings really bad, and so I didn't feel like drawing anything else. That's reason number one. Let's be honest here. And the reason number two is, sometimes you're going to draw something and it's not going to come out well, and it's going to come out actually really bad. But you shouldn't feel discouraged about it. So I feel like even if it's our daily doodle here, sometimes your daily doodle comes out like shit, and that's okay. I feel like I don't know if I really post things I'm not super proud of. Generally, a lot of people, there's like a debate on whether or not you should post things that you're not proud of. I don't know. I don't feel any type of way about showing art that I don't really like. Obviously, I can talk about how I don't like it, or how I felt like it didn't come out badly, or how I felt like it came out badly. But I feel like showing it to other people can sort of kind of encourage them a little bit, because if you're like an artist on the internet and you only publish things that are sort of polished and good and like beautiful all the time, obviously you're gonna want to do that because it shows off how good your art is. But it can be discouraging for other people. I'm not saying like don't do it, because like for other people, obviously do whatever you want, for yourself first and foremost. But I just feel like for me, I don't know if my art is ever at the point where it's like, oh my gosh, how could she do that stuff? She's so good at that stuff. I don't think my art is like that in any sort of way. I think that's mostly because I do post things that I either are not like my best, or like stuff that I feel like is not the greatest. And I feel like that can kind of take the pressure off of other people to be like, hey, this artist that I like, they have bad art days too. So this is just me showing an example of my bad art day. Also, I think the problem was I didn't warm up at all before this. I was just like, I'm going to go in head first. So I went in head first. And you know what? I shouldn't do that. I don't know. I feel like part of the problem is you know what? This actually is not even super hard of a pose. I feel like I've drawn poses that are harder than this. I feel like this one is actually just like kind of simple. I think the reason that I had trouble with it was because his arms are sort of up. I'm so terrible at drawing arms in the up position, you guys. I do try to practice it a little bit. Probably I need to practice it a little bit more. I feel like I generally am drawing arms going down and not up. And so I need to practice drawing arms going up a little bit. It's just that it's sort of kind of hard to draw arms going up because it changes the position of the shoulders. So when you lift your arms up, the shoulder muscles you have, they kind of like lengthen kind of. And so it's like so weird. And the way that your shoulders work is your shoulders are connected to your chest. And I find it so hard to draw the chest with the shoulder muscles stretching because it like changes the shape of the chest. So like instead of like going straight across, the muscle will go like up and down, like at an angle. It's like diagonal. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with that, dude. It's just really hard to wrap my mind around drawing the muscles in that way, because I have built my understanding of anatomy through shapes, right? And so I don't really know the shape for drawing with the arms up. I guess I could start drawing it as like a triangle or something, but I don't know. I just had to think of a new way to break down the shapes of drawing the body like that. I just haven't gotten to the point where I know how to do that yet. And so because this was going so poorly, I decided it's done. And I just colored it in really quick for you guys. And then after I colored it in, I decided, okay, so that first time really did not work out. It actually turned out really bad. And so I was like, okay, how about this? I'll try it again, but without looking too closely at the reference. I'll try to draw in the way that I typically draw, right? And so this is what the second attempt is, me trying to draw this pose without looking at the references much, and I'm trying to break it down in the shapes that I usually do. So here is the question, you guys: did the second attempt come out better than the first attempt? It actually came out worse. Oh my gosh, I don't know what was wrong with me today. So when I was trying to do this, I was like, I'm going to break it down in the shapes that I usually break it down into, right? It's going to go a little bit easier. I warmed up with that previous drawing. It's done. It's okay that it didn't come out well. The second one is going to come out better. Okay, I know what the pose is going to look like. I warmed up a little bit with that previous drawing. It's going to go good. So I started off with the head. And then after I did the head, I was like, oop, that is nice. And then I went on to do the torso. And as soon as I finished doing the torso, I was like, I have already fucked this up. It's so awful. It's so awful. And you know what? I kept trying. I was like, let's not give up. Okay, so the torso didn't come out okay. Great. That's okay. We can save it. We can do the arms. And that'll be okay, and we'll fix the torso a little bit later. And so then I start to do the arms, right? And I make the hand first because I want to draw where the katana is, because with the last drawing, I totally overshot where the hand was supposed to go for that katana, right? And so I was like, we'll draw the hand first and the katana, and then we'll draw the arm after. And so I drew the hand, and I drew the katana, and then I drew the arm. And I was like, fuck, that arm is too short. It's way too short. It's not right. Then I was like, it's okay. We're gonna shift to the upper part of the arm, and we're gonna draw the muscles on the arm, and it'll be fine. And I did that, and I drew the muscles on the arms, and I was like, this is not saving it. This is not being saved at all. It's every time I do something, it's getting worse. And so I was like, okay, well, just pivot. We'll do the chest, right? We'll do the torso. We'll do like the tummy area, I guess, of the torso. And then I was like, okay, let's do the other arm. And then when I was doing the other arm, I was looking at it, and I'm like, this does not fit the reference. Like, this arm is too high up, and the other arm is supposed to be higher up, and this arm is supposed to be lower, and it's not right. And then I was like, okay, well, it's fine. We're gonna do the torso for this side of the body. And then I did torso for this side of the body, and then I swoop it, and I was like, what the fuck? This does not match the reference. And I looked at the reference, and then I started looking at the reference again, and I was like, that's the whole point, is what I was trying not to do, is to look at the reference as much. I tried to keep my eyes away from the reference, because looking at the reference it messes up my mind. And I did end up looking at the reference again, and I was like, god damn it, this drawing is so ugly, it's so bad, and it's so frustrating. And I feel bad saying that, because someone might find this art nice. And also, just because it didn't come out the way that I wanted it to, doesn't mean that it's bad, or doesn't mean that I'm bad or whatever. It's not trying to be negative. And so I'm not trying to think of it as being negative. I'm trying to think of it as more objective. It's like, I'm not bad because the art didn't come out good, and I always have to remind myself of that. Just because the art didn't come out good doesn't mean I'm a bad artist. It just means I had a bad art day, and so today was a bad art day. I don't think I was in the correct headspace to draw today, and so I think that bled into my whole idea. I had the idea early in the morning, and then I had some bad news delivered to me later in the day, and so all the enthusiasm I sort of kind of had for drawing this piece sort of kind of went out the window. And so yeah, and I think that bled into my drawing process a little bit here, and so it just it really, I don't know, really messed with my head today. So it's just a bad art day. That's okay. Hopefully I can come back next week with some better art videos for you guys. Obviously Friday is a sketchbook day, so no art on Friday, but hopefully on Monday I'll be a little bit well rested. I'll do some warm-ups before I start any videos, any drawings for you guys, and I'll come back a little bit more bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, chipper, and ready to go draw something actually nice. I think I did do some nice drawings this week. I think that hat piece was actually pretty good, but I don't know, I feel like I got really down on myself this week, but that's okay. Next week is a new week. Every day is a new day, so we're gonna have plenty of time to try again. And that's just what we gotta remember, is that even if we have a bad art day, we can always try again tomorrow. And so I'm just trying to keep up that sort of thought process in my head. It's like, today wasn't great, this week wasn't great, next week will be better. Alright, that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'll go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye.